Hi there, this is GaryMacDougall, and I'm just going to talk a little bit today about, well, last week I talked a little bit about birthing pains and about how we're being birthed into this new reality, this new reality as humanity. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that again today, but a little bit further on about that, about what we're really being shifted into. So a little bit about how we're being shifted into this new photon band, how we're ascending as humanity into these new levels of being of being light and of being loving. So we're being shifted in this really powerful way, and it's not the easiest process to go through, and it can be overwhelming. I've talked about that in the past. It can be people can be having like nervous breakdowns, or yeah, people can have really challenging times right now. But just so I'm going to talk about a little bit about navigating our way through this ascension process and what ascension means to me, and also a little bit of insights about abundance. I've been kind of encouraged through my soul to talk a little bit about abundance and how I've had to reevaluate abundance and redefine abundance for myself. So we're going to talk about that and a little bit about prophecy as well. Keep getting guided to like Hopi prophecy, and then also just prophecy of different societies or different cultures, and what I really think we're moving into as humanity. So that's what I want to talk about today. And something I just want to bring up is I watch YouTube videos. That's why I was kind of inspired to do videos. Is I was so impressed by all the great information out there and how much it's helped me that I wanted to help others that way, because I really feel like that's a part of my purpose. And I was watching these videos on this guy Rudolf Steiner. If anybody has heard of like Waldorf school or biodynamic farming, he created all these things. And he was this Austrian. He passed away in 1925, so quite a few years ago. And he talked about a lot of the same things I was talking about. And I was really fascinated by that, and a little bit of synchronicity. I was watching one of the videos of this guy in New York who does biodynamic farming, and he really thinks that we're all one on this planet. And he's talking about these things, and then they interviewed one of these students that went to that farm to learn, and the student in New York synchronistically just happened to be the same girl that I buy my veggies from our local market here. So it's like it felt really synchronistic. It felt really like a really being guided. Like, is the spirit of Rudolf Steiner guiding me or something to talk about the environment, to talk about learning about our, because he really talked about spirituality and learning from the inside out, learning that we're all like this individualism, that we all have these gifts and abilities. That I wouldn't suggest that we all just get back to simple living and get back to the garden, even though I think that would make awesome change in this earth. But I think today, in this moment, each and every one of us has our own individual purpose in this life. If we follow our joy, if we follow our bliss, like Joseph Campbell talks about, if we follow our own truth and use our own gifts and abilities, that this world, we're being guided to the solutions in this world, that we don't have to be inundated and overpowered with all the problems in the world, that if we just tap into, we go within and process all the emotion, all the feelings, and we could tap into our souls and be guided to live a harmonious life at this time. So Rudolf Steiner, he talked a lot about spirituality, and he talked about gardening. And I've also been praying a lot for our kids. Like, I really want our kids to get the best education. So does that mean they have to go to a private school and be really structured and learn all these things and play a musical instrument? And I've just been praying a lot about this. And something that Rudolf Steiner talked about was in Waldorf Waldorf education, is he encouraged children to learn from the inside out, to learn experientially, learn through games, learn through being outside, through play, and that there are different stages of development they go through. And he really honored the child as a soul. And I was reading this, and like, this is the same type of learning I've been learning this way for the past 20 years, to learn from the inside out, and a lot about what I've been talking about. So yesterday I was going through this process of, okay, this is the education I want for my kids. It costs money. It doesn't exist in Victoria, but I want it to. And just shortly after, I saw on the news that the teacher strike ended. So my kids are going to school. They are going to public school this year. My wife and I have decided. It's something we've sat with, and we're pretty sure that's how we feel right in our heart. But in the future, it's something that we want to work towards, that our kids get more of a holistic education, that they're being honored for the spirits they are. And I think that's for us to navigate as adults right now. I think we need to honor our souls. And now I'm going to get into prophecy a little bit. Something that I keep seeing keeps coming up is that we're moving into this new era. And in the Hopi prophecy, I've been watching videos about that. In the Hopi prophecy, they talk about how man kind of got separated from the earth and got separate in his ways, and that for us to kind of thrive, going into the future, we have to get back to the earth. That we have to get back to the earth, honoring Mother Earth, and the way the indigenous people did. But also they talk about this blue kachina and this red kachina. Now I don't want to get too much into that because I don't totally understand it, but that it's going to get like dark for 3 days. Now, is that going to happen or not? I don't know. But I've also been looking into, Rudolf. To get back to Rudolf Steiner, he talked a lot about astrology. So I get into astrology and seeing that. So in astrology, our Earth goes through the cycles of the 12 signs of the zodiac every 25,000 years, and so in the Mayan calendar, we're coming into this new sign. We're coming into this new sign, or the old calendar ended, and we're coming into this new sign in astrology, and that new sign is the age of Aquarius. So the Mayan calendar lined up with the age of Pisces, which just ended. So now we're being shifted into this new era, and it's by a lot of astrologers it's considered like the golden era. We're moving into this new photon band, this new energy that's coming through humanity. And as I'm talking about this, I'm feeling kind of lightheaded and kind of light, but I feel like my spirit was really saying I had to talk about this. Because I've been on this healing path for like 20 years, and like healing, and lots of pains come up, but it's just like, face the pain, heal, become lighter. What I've been guided right now is that all of humanity is going through this healing. You're going to see a lot more crisis, a lot more things happening on the earth, and that's more reflective of people being stuck in their ways. When you're stuck in your ways, the energy's shifting us to be more loving. The energy's shifting us to be more in vibration, in harmony with the earth. And if we're not, there's going to be a lot of discord. There's going to be a lot of frustration. There's going to be a lot of fighting to keep those old ways alive. So if there's more wars in this world, they're just fighting away. They're just fighting this new shift that we're going through in humanity. We're being shifted into this more loving, this more golden age. So there's no real It's really, I think it's going to be really easy to shift into the golden age if we just own all of our stuff, own all of our thoughts, own all of our feelings, and heal anything which isn't love at this time. It's just to feel it and release it. That our love and our joy and our bliss will just guide us easily to our path, along our path. And if we just pursue that and express it, openly, confidently, courageously, that our needs will be we can call forth, we have powers, we just call forth our abundance, this new abundance. So we're moving into this golden age, and it's just to live our purpose. That each one of us has our own purpose, and we just need to follow that purpose, and we find that purpose by calling it forth from our hearts. Our hearts and our souls, they're powerful. If we call forth our purpose and heal all the stuff that's in the way, that our consciousness will become aware of what we're here to do. So I'm sure at this time that I'm here to raise consciousness, to talk about feelings, to reconnect with our body, to reconnect with astrology and the stars, and to understand that we're moving into this golden age, that we're moving into this time of light. We're ascending into this time of being loving, of being loving to one another, and living abundantly, and living abundantly off the land, but simply, and it's just time to let go of our old thoughts of how things should be, and just be guided by our souls and be guided by our spirits. So that's about all I got to say about that today. If we just keep healing and keep loving and keep trusting ourselves, and just living that individual path of our souls, that we're being guided, just trusting in that, and just not doubting ourselves, not doubting our spirits, that we're being guided, and that spirit and God or love has our best interest. If we just follow that, we just have to trust that all our needs are going to be taking place, that we're going to feel alive, and that we're going to be able to navigate these tricky, challenging times. And if you feel like falling apart, fall apart. Your spirit will pick you back up. If you feel like going crazy, go crazy. Just don't do any harm to yourself or anybody else. Just feel it and just let it go, and we'll be okay. So if you're going through tricky times, just trust that everything's going to work out, and everything's going to work out, and you're going to be great, and you're going to be healthy, and you're going to be provided for, and you're going to create abundance in your life, and just call forth that next thing, that you're loved, and you're worth it, and you're amazing, and see you next time.